Hello, students. So you will be wondering why, summary writing is being given this much importance. Like we have an entire module just on summary writing. Of course, there are a couple of other things in the module too, but there's a lot of emphasis on summary writing. This is because a really strong summary, a really good, accurate, well balanced summary can create a fantastic foundation for a very powerful essay. So these are, so on one hand, we studied, reading and annotating. We are practicing more of annotations and discussions and note taking, correct? So the next step to writing powerfully is, especially an argument in the academia, is to practice writing a very, very strong argument. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you can master summary writing, then it's almost like you have actually prepared for about 40 to 45% of your writing already. The rest will pretty much happen on its own. The rest of the writing will write itself pretty much. I mean, of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but what the point I'm trying to make is that summary writing is very, very important. So I would like you guys to spend time this week on just mastering this. You will notice that in this module, I've not created too many activities, if you observe. So it's reading, 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 reading. Let's read this, let's read that, and so on. Then we have one discussion, and this discussion doesn't actually test you on your reading. It encourages you to ask questions. So it's a Q&A session. So I will be not only will I be replying to your questions here, so I'll be with you throughout the week as you pose questions, but you all of you students can answer each other's questions too. So that's also just fine. In fact, it's important to answer at least once. So in order to get points for this discussion. So now, having said all of this about summary writing, of course, you're going to read a little, you're going to learn about and practice counter arguments, limiting the claim. Once again, we did read a little bit about that. The reasoning, and let's see what else. So the reasoning, the rationale, the counter arguments, limitations of the claim. Now, here is you might get a little confused in this particular section. So I wanted to explain that to you. Here it is. The essay, that is okay. So what you see before reading sample summary 1, here's the original paper. So an author wrote this particular paper. It is in the it's an article called "The Coronavirus is a Disaster for Feminism." So this was published in the Atlantic Monthly, all right? Now, so it would be good for you to read that essay first before you do anything else. I mean, before, of course, you're going to go through all the previous items. Then you get to this item where you're reading the original essay written by the author. Next, what you do is you read the essay that was written it's a sample summary that was written in response to the previous essay or item. That is the essay titled "Coronavirus is a Disaster for Feminism." So the response to this in the form of a summary, of course, we are writing an entire essay, but the response to that essay in the form of summary was written by this student, and she titled her paper summary. She's titled her paper "Spread Feminism, Not Germs." So if you click on this, you will see her summary, okay, or 1, 2, 3, 4. It's sort of a short paper. I think her teacher would have given her a different kind of prompt than what I have. So it's kind of like a short paper, and it is you could call it like a summary paper pretty much. But what we are writing is we are writing an entire essay, an entire argument, and our summary is going to be a part of it. Okay, so let's not forget that. Now, same thing happens. So you have two samples. The next one, so again says the same thing. It says, before reading summary 2, here is the original paper. What is the original paper? It was first published in the New York Times. A debate over identity and race asks, are African Americans black or black? So this is an interesting piece. Now, so the essay that you see after it, the sample summary 2, title, typography and identity, is a response to, that is, it's a summary of the previous essay. It's a summary of this essay from the New York Times. So that is sample summary 2. So it's really important that you read the original essay and you also read how the summary was written. So there's always much we can learn from the summarization. And along with the summary writing, you observe the highlights. You get to see the comments. You get to see some notes that have been made also. So that also is going to help you. So this week we are not really doing hypothesis. We're not really doing a whole lot of stuff. We are kind of, you could say, you're very much studying on your own. And the social exchange that happens only happens in the Q&A session that we have this week. Everything else is pretty much like you're studying solo on your own. And then when you have questions, of course, you have me, and then you post over in the week for discussion. And for asking questions and answering them, you get your weekly discussion points. I hope all of this helps. Once again, I apologize for the long video. Of course, you can watch it in installments, right? Like 2 minutes each time or 1 minute each time, and you'll be done very soon with breaks in between. Take care. Bye bye.